Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, the basketball edition. You know what? I have never seen anything like I'm seeing in the WNBA right now. If you've been a part of the channel, you know I left the WNBA many years ago. I came back because of Caitlin Clark, just like some of you came for the first time because of Caitlin Clark, or like me, came back because of Caitlin Clark. I was a huge Houston Comets fan. Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Tina Thompson, Jeanette Arcane, Kim Perrott, all the other pieces. All right. The Comets won the first 4 championships of the WNBA. And with all of that, and as much as I love the Comets, I can't recall there ever being a time when the season ended and it was constant conversation about the team. I don't remember even myself. Maybe I did not remember, but I don't remember being like, oh my goodness, when does the season start again? I just can't wait. And I certainly know that it wasn't a whole bunch of people talking about it like we see right now. This is the Caitlin Clark effect. They made the playoffs for the first time since 2016. And they went out in the first round. 2 games, they were swept by Connecticut. And the conversation has not stopped. I said I loved the Comets, and they won 4 championships, and I don't remember people talking like that. The Indiana Fever lose in the first round, and people are still talking about it. Whether she's playing golf, whether she's back in the gym, whether she's at a Pacers game, whether she's hanging out with her teammates, whether she goes back to Iowa, which I'm going to talk about and show you something in a moment, whatever it is, the Caitlin Clark effect says, not only do I appreciate what she does on the court, what she does off the court, people want to know about that too. People want to follow that too. And it is so good for the game, or it can be so good for the game. And I say that because when I think about Caitlin Clark, I can't help but think like you of all she had to endure. Yes, she set records. Yes, she broke records, but she also had pressure on her, both on a basketball court and out there in the world of WNBA players, constant pressure about, oh, you got privilege. Oh, it must be nice not to have to take on the cares of the whole world. Oh, your fans are racist, and that has to do with you. Oh, you're whining. All the pressure that this 22-year-old endured and did it with incredible class. People saying again, oh, you, Dejanay, let me just say it. Well, you know, it must be nice not to have to comment on every ism and schism and division. That must be some kind of privilege you got there. You don't got to take on the cares of the world. And thanks to Julie, I got to see some pictures. Julie clued me in to something that came out today, was reported today. You want to talk about you don't have to take on the cares of the world? No, Caitlin Clark does it. But guess what? When she went back to Iowa, that's exactly what she did. And Kate Martin as well. No one would blame Caitlin Clark if she just hibernated, because she said at the end of the season, I appreciate the media, but I kind of look forward to when I don't have to sit at this table and do this. She could just hibernate. She could go off in her privilege, especially since you're saying, oh, you got some kind of privilege. You don't have to take on the cares of the world. And she says, I'm going to take on the cares of my world, my home in Iowa. And she went to the Children's Hospital, and Kate Martin as well, to spend some time with children who could use somebody to care about them, spend some extra time with them. Let's take a look at some of these pictures in this story. Here, according to Daily Mail, the story is from the Daily Mail, Jake Fenner. The headline is Caitlin Clark tours Children's Hospital with former Iowa teammate as Fever star enjoys her off season. Yeah, this is how she chooses to enjoy her off season, by giving back, by taking on the cares of other people, in this case, children. And it says Indiana Fever star point guard Caitlin Clark is spending part of her offseason giving back to her community. She was recently photographed at the University of Iowa Children's Hospital, where the former Hawkeye star was seen visiting patients. Clark was joined by her former Iowa Hawkeye and WNBA star Kate Martin, and they're trying to bring cheer to the patients. Doesn't sound like somebody who's just self-absorbed and doesn't care about other people. The two women's basketball players were seen coloring with children and giving away WNBA branded Gatorade water bottles. So she's in the midst of her first offseason as a professional after a long season that came almost immediately after she ended her college tenure. And here you see Caitlin and Kate and healthcare professionals and some dogs who were there to cheer up and spend time with and be a blessing to these children. So it says Clark met and colored with the patients at the University of Iowa Children's Hospital. You see her here smiling, little girl here having a good time, young man here busy coloring, busy drawing here. And here at Sportskeeda, the headline is in photos, Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin brighten Kids Day at hospital. And you can see Kate Martin here smiling, having a good time. You can't see the whole faces here, but you can see the smiles here. And this young girl just having a good time, just doing her crafts, doing her thing. This young man here, look at these, they're serious. They're some serious young people. Caitlin's just as serious. And then it goes on to talk about former Hawkeyes and now WNBA players, Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin. They got their Big Ten and Final Four rings, but they also brought joy to young patients at the University of Iowa Healthcare Stead Families Children's Hospital. And here's some more. They're doing arts and crafts. And here's some more pictures of them just having a good time. Down here, you can see it says Martin. I think this says Fight for Iowa, something like that. It's hard to see the whole thing, but you got the handprints going and Caitlin there. And it looks like a jersey here, Clark jersey number 22. They're having some fun with that. You can see it again here. Everybody's having a good time. This young man right here looks like he's just having a ball. He's like in awe. And just young people at the Children's Hospital, patients, and having some people care about them. Now, I have no doubt that it's not just Caitlin Clark who's doing stuff like this. It's not just Kate Martin doing stuff like this. I'm sure other WNBA players, some have foundations, some are doing things like that. But I wanted to point this out, number one, because I just have a lot of respect for Caitlin, but also because if there's anybody who could say, I'm just not doing anything, I'm just hibernating, it would be Caitlin. And also because of all the negativity that she's received. Yes, there's been some people who support her. There's been a lot of love toward her from a lot of people. Well, when she came into this league, she had a whole lot to face, a whole lot of accusations. And when she ended her first season in this league, it ended the same way, trying to put upon her the cares of the troll world out there, the racism, all the stuff that she had to deal with. And in spite of the fact that many of us would have been like, go ahead and clap back, she just handled everything with class. And while they're trying to say it's not everyone, while some are trying to say, oh, you're just wrapped up in your privilege, you just have something special. You've got a special privilege that enables you not to care about what other people have to face. And then you see this, someone who's endured all that, those kinds of accusations, those kinds of negative comments. And what is she doing? Yeah, she's not hiding behind privilege. She's not turning a deaf ear or a blind eye to the things that people are dealing with. Instead, she's taking her time and she says, I'm going to spend time with them, bring some things to them, do some crafts with them, and I'm going to use my platform to give back, to be a blessing to other people. Those are the kinds of people God can trust with a platform, because in spite of all the stuff going on, they know how to serve other people. The Caitlin Clark effect is on the basketball court. It's off the basketball court, and I admire her greatly because of what she's had to endure to be able to keep her head on straight at 22 years old, and most importantly, to pour out. Basketball is wonderful. It's a talent. It's a skill. It's an honor. But what she's doing right there in the hospital will far outlast what she's doing on the court. We should all seek to touch lives, every single one of us, no matter how big or small our platform is. What do you think? Leave a respectful comment. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'll catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.